Welcome back to the news at 10. The Ogun State Governor Ibikunle Amosun has appointed APC chieftain and former People's Democratic Party National Auditor Chief Bode Mustafa as the Director General of his re-election campaign organization ahead of the February governorship election in the state. Announcing the newly constituted campaign organization in Abeokuta, the state capital, today, Governor Amosun asked all party members to join hands to ensure success at the polls. Mr. Bisi Adegbuyi has also been appointed Deputy Director General, while the 3 senatorial districts are to be headed by directors as follows: Ogun Central, Chief Denrin Adebiyi; Ogun West, Chief Kunle Elegbede; and Ogun East, Dr. Bolade Oshinowo.
Hello and welcome to Sports News. Thank you for staying with us. The Nigeria Football Federation has ordered Dolphins FC of Port Harcourt striker Oduak out of the Super Eagles camp, preparing for 2 international friendly matches in the United Arab Emirates. This is in reaction to the controversy surrounding his transfer deal with Tunisian club Esperance few weeks after signing a 4-year contract with a Norwegian club, Sarpsborg. LFF Technical and Development Committee has been mandated to conduct an investigation into the matter and report to the Executive Committee at its meeting in Lagos on Thursday. The Super Eagles are scheduled to face 2015 Africa Cup of Nations bound Côte d'Ivoire in a friendly in Abu Dhabi on Sunday, January the 11th, and will then play Sudan in Dubai on January the 17th. Jordanian Royal Prince Ali bin Al Hussein, who appears to be a close ally of UEFA President Michel Platini, has announced his plans to run for the leadership of World Football governing body FIFA. Prince Ali, who is also head of the Jordanian and West Asian Football Federations, said he had been encouraged to stand by colleagues disenchanted with Sepp Blatter's governance of FIFA, hit by endless corruption allegations. The 39-year-old will join Jerome Champagne in challenging the 78-year-old Blatter, who is widely expected to announce this month his candidature for his 5th term in the May elections in Zurich. Away from football to tennis, world number 3 Rafael Nadal made the worst possible start to the new season as he lost to Germany's Michael Berger in round 1 of the Qatar Open. Nadal could not build on a strong start, and Berger, ranked 127th, powered through to win 1-6, 6-3, 6-4. The 28-year-old played only 7 matches between Wimbledon and the end of last season as he struggled first with a wrist injury and then appendicitis. Top seed Novak Djokovic earlier beat fellow Serb Dusan Lajovic 6-2, 6-1. Also in tennis, Eugenia Bouchard and Vasek Pospisil gave Canada an unassailable 2-0 lead over the United States at the Hopman Cup in Perth, Australia. Bouchard swatted aside Serena Williams 6-2, 6-1, who engaged in sluggish footwork. Vasek Pospisil wrapped up the tie for the Canadians, beating 19th-ranked John Isner 6-3, 7-6. The Czech Republic topped the group with 2 wins, and victory over the U.S. in their last group match on Thursday will guarantee their place in the final. Also today, Czech Republic earlier clinched their 2nd successive match in the Hopman Cup in Australia, beating Italy 3-0. In the opening women's singles, Lucy Safarova beat Italy's Flavia Pennetta in straight sets of 7-5, 6-3. Adam Pavlasic, who's never played an ATP event, then upset Fabio Fognini of Italy 3-6, 7-5, 6-1 to secure the victory for the Czechs. The Italians forfeited the dead mixed doubles rubber after Fognini ruled himself out owing to a heart-related illness.
Game, Sebastian Republic, 3-6, 7-5, 6-1.
Away from tennis, officials from Beijing's 2022 Olympic Winter Games Committee have handed over their official bid to the International Committee IOC in Switzerland. The president of Beijing's 2022 bid, Wang Anshun, and the president of China's Olympic Committee, Liu Peng, handed in their bid earlier today. Of the other cities that had originally been on the running, Oslo, Munich, Stockholm had already withdrawn, leaving just Beijing and Kazakhstan. The next step in the process begins next month when the IOC Commission of Evaluation traveled to Beijing on March the 24th to the 28th to inspect the bids. Finally, Nasser Al Attiyah of Qatar took the second stage and overall lead in the Dakar rally after being penalized and dropping from first to seventh on the opening section. Mini driver Al Attiyah's time for the 625-kilometer second stage from Villa Carlos Paz to San Juan in Argentina was 6 hours, 19 minutes and 40 seconds. Second on stage and overall was South Africa's Genier de Villiers, 7 minutes 42 seconds behind in a Toyota, while Dutchman Bernard ten Brinke was a further 2 minutes back, also in a Toyota. Spain's Joan Barreda led the motorbike riders home on the stage and leads overall from Portugal's Paulo Gonçalves, who was also second on the day. And that's sports on the news at 10 tonight. Ijoma will be back with the rest of the bulletin in just a moment.
Thanks, Olumide. Now on the foreign scene, the search for the missing Air Asia flight QZ8501 is still on, and in a bid to get better results, Indonesian officials have expanded their search area. Officials believe they may have located the tail which holds the black boxes and parts from the fuselage. But poor weather has repeatedly delayed efforts to reach and identify the debris and bring it to land.
Muslim religious leaders on Tuesday boarded a helicopter searching for wreckage and bodies from the AirAsia plane crash to pray for the victims. The 7 imams recited verses from the Quran and offered rites to those killed when flight QZ8501 crashed into the Java Sea several days ago. 37 bodies have been recovered so far, including some still strapped in their seats. Many more may be trapped in the body of the aircraft. Indonesian officials believe that they may have located the tail and parts of the fuselage of the plane at the bottom of the sea. But strong currents, high winds and big waves have hindered attempts to send divers to investigate. The black box flight recorders were housed in the tail section of the aircraft, making retrieval of that part of the plane crucial. Indonesia's meteorological agency has said seasonal tropical storms probably contributed to the crash. A total of 162 people were on board the Singapore-bound Airbus A320-200, which plunged into the water 40 minutes after takeoff from Indonesia's second biggest city, Surabaya.
Now, scientists at Oxford University have begun immunizing healthy volunteers with a new Ebola vaccine. In September last year, a separate trial of another Ebola vaccine got underway in the city. Here's Victoria Idowu with the rest of the details. There are 72 adult volunteers within the ages of 18 and 50 in this latest trial of the new Ebola vaccine. The initial tests in monkeys showed the vaccine gave complete protection against Ebola. The volunteers in Oxford are the first humans to receive the vaccine. In Burundi, 3 ruling party activists have been shot dead by gunmen in a bar. 5 men dressed in army uniforms tied up the CNDD-FDD party supporters before killing them. They've also burnt down party flags and their office. In Germany, top politicians and celebrities have joined a media campaign against a group organizing religious protests in the country. Former Chancellor Helmut Schmidt and former footballer Oliver Bierhoff are among 80 figures to back a petition in the country's dailies. It comes after rival rallies took place across the country. In an attempt to step up Pakistan anti-terror operations, the government has voted unanimously in favor of military trials for civilian terror suspects. This is the latest attempt to step up anti-terror operations after December's attack on a school in the country. The attack carried out by Taliban insurgents left 152 people dead, including 133 children. And that's all on the foreign news wrap-up. It's back to the news. Thanks a lot, Victoria. Finally tonight, we look at the challenges of Owelavu community in Imo State, southeast Nigeria. Well, they are crying out for help, and they have many grievances, including the bad roads and the link bridge in the area. Our correspondent, Oreoluwa Shonibare, reports.
Was set up 35 years ago. It was with the promise of producing great minds to transform not just the community, but the nation. But that seems to have faded with time, judging from its present state. About the same time, another promise was constructed, but sadly, that has also fallen apart due to neglect.
Because of this devastating nature of this bridge, students from Owelavu hardly come to this place again. And the structures in that school is absolutely dilapidating because there are no human beings there. But as soon as this bridge is constructed, students will come from the other end to this school.
This feeling is widely echoed by this community and other adjoining areas under Ikeduru local government area of Imo State, whose trading activities have been greatly hampered due to the condition of the Onungara Bridge.
The bridge used to be so helpful to us. There is a market here established for this political ward, called Avuvu, political ward. The market is here. The political ward is made up of Amalavu and Owala Avuvu. So that market there, we call it Ekala Avuvu. That market used to help our mothers in having us trained because they do their petty business in that market. Since the collapse of this bridge, the market has not been functional.
It has dampened the economic products of this place. Initially, we used to do fishing here. But because the bridge is terribly bad, we can't come here to do fishing again. Even to fetch water, we don't come here again.
To make matters worse, a trip to Owerri, the state capital, which ordinarily should take less than 30 minutes, has now been converted to hours due to the bad roads. Even the materials set aside for the reconstruction project appears to have been abandoned, dimming any hopes the residents have of comfort. But the chairman of the local government assured of the state government's resolve to fixing the problem.
By the grace of God, we will be as fast as no one else would have been, because I am the local government chairman of Ikeduru, and I know what my people have been suffering because of the collapse of that bridge.
While the plan by the authorities goes on, the residents remain clueless on how to bridge the gap between them and civilization.
And the main news again. The President, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, today reviewed the security situation in the northeast as the Borno State Governor, Kashim Shettima, raised hopes on the return of the Chibok girls. He has also said that the threat of the insurgency is not an excuse to put off elections in the northeast. And the Chief of Defence Staff, Air Vice Marshal Alex Bade, has confirmed the takeover of the Baga multinational military base, but gave the assurance that the army will retake the area from Boko Haram very soon. After security meeting at the presidential villa, he also disclosed that only Nigerian troops remain at the border as the Chadian and Nigerian troops have withdrawn. And scientists in Oxford University in the United Kingdom have begun a new vaccine trial for the cure of the Ebola virus disease. Well, that's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you so much for staying with us. I'm Ijoma Munyato. Do have a good night.